Hi guys, it's Gav here from dartsplanet.tv. I'm buzzing. In today's video, it's probably my favourite one of the year. I'm announcing which 10 players I think deservingly, should be in the Unibet 2019 Premier League of Darts. I think places have to be earned and not given. Loads of chat on this through social media, on Twitter, in Facebook groups. I've run polls. People have now made announcements at certain times. But I'm going to let you know, like I say, my 10 players that I think deservingly should be in the Premier League. And I'm also going to talk about 4 or 5 other players that have been spoken about quite a lot that I personally don't think should be included. So first of all, you're going to see all the question marks there as I go through the video. They're all going to be filled in by the players that I think should be in. So we know that straight away the top 4 players in the world are automatically in. So starting off, we've got number 1 here, Michael Van Gerwen. Everybody has been talking about not a great year for him. Just look at what he's won. It just shows how dominant MVG is. He's won the Masters. He's won the Players' Championships 1, 2, 5 and 9. Also didn't enter a number of them. The European Darts Open, the German Darts Grand Prix, the European Darts Grand Prix, the Dutch Darts Masters, the Premier League champion at the minute, World Cup of Darts with Barney, the Gibraltar Darts Trophy, the European Darts Match Play, the Auckland Darts Masters, the German Darts Masters, the World Grand Prix and the European Darts Trophy. And some of us are saying he's not had an amazing year. Unbelievable player. MVG automatically goes in at number 1. Next up, number 2, Voltage Rob Cross, now number 2 in the PDC Order of Merit, current world champion, won the Players' Championship 13, also the Brisbane Darts Masters. For me personally, he's had a nightmare. He's had the target on his back. It all happened so quick for him. Change of lifestyle, being away from home a lot, and going from being honest, a player that many of us didn't know, to world champion. I think next year we're going to see the real Rob Cross, and I think that he could even deliver in the Premier League next year once the Worlds is over and he's no longer world champ, because in my eyes he's not going to get anywhere near it, and got a tough draw possibly against Jeffrey Desvan there. So he goes in at number 2. Next up, Snakebite Right, number 3 in the world. Not an amazing year for him. I'm the Snakebite's biggest fan. It's so frustrating. He's still changing these darts. I think he used 3 different sets of darts in the Grand Slam or the Players' Championships recently. For me, he's never going to settle. He's undone. He could have won a lot more than what he has. This year, he won the Players' Championship 14 and 17. He won the Melbourne Darts Masters, runner-up by the Champion League's darts and the World Grand Prix. So, not disastrous. Most players would absolutely love that. But for me personally, I think that Peter Wright could win more. But that has put him in number 3 for me. Next up, number 4 spot here. Best player in the world at the moment for me right now. The Flying Scotsman, Gary Anderson. What a year he's had. He's won UK Open, Players' Championships 3, 4 and 11, the US Darts Masters, the World Match Play, the Champion League of Darts, and was runner-up recently in Grand Slam of Darts in that epic final against Price, which turned out to be explosive. I think if Gary could have sort of kept the lid on it as such, he probably would have won that as well. He probably would have won loads of Euros as well. He doesn't even bother entering them. Says he don't practice a huge amount. What a danger man he is. Absolutely love watching him play, and he is automatically in at number 4. Next up here, you will see Super Chin in at number 5. Tough year for Darrell Gurney, but recently, only last weekend, won the Players' Championship final against MVG. Just shows how he can keep his cool. Also, World Grand Prix semi-finalist. Darrell Gurney seems to be able to perform under pressure. I thought he had a great Premier League last year. He just had far too many draws, but pressure doesn't seem to bother him. He's got lots going, changes in his life. Again, a new dad. For me personally, I'd put him in at number 5. Number 6, you're all going to love this. The Iceman, Gerwyn Price. How can we leave him out? Won the International Darts Open, won the Grand Slam of Darts against Gary Anderson. Again, like I said a minute ago, absolutely explosive. Premier League killed him last year. He's obviously had injury problems, but I think even the Premier League, if that can get to somebody like Gerwyn Iceman Price, it can get to anybody. He at points was putting silly tweets out saying he didn't want to be in it. I don't really believe it. I think that if we get the opportunity to get back in the Premier League, which he will, after his Grand Slam of Darts win, he will definitely be in it next year. And I put him in at number 6. Next up, number 7. The gentle Mintje Suljovic, one of my favourite players, won the German Darts Masters, the Danish Darts Open, and runner-up at a World Match Play in that explosive match against Gary Anderson, which could have gone either way. I think Mintje is exciting. He loves life. I think he's got a huge fan base now. And for me personally, I think on his day, he's one of the best players in the world. And for me, his place is 100% secured, and I put him in at number 7. Next up, number 8, we have got Simon Whitlock. This is the place in the Premier League that if anybody are going to argue or still up for grabs or somebody have a good run in the Worlds, that could be pinched away from him. I think personally, Simon Whitlock is playing the best darts he has done for a long while. He's got his son over here. He's playing with a smile on his face. He was the runner-up in the Danish Darts Open, runner-up in the International Darts Open, and runner-up recently in the European Championship. I think that Simon Whitlock has had a good enough year, currently ranked world number 8, and deserves his place in the Premier League. Number 9, James the Machine Wade. What a turnaround and year he has had. Winning back-to-back majors within a week, the European Darts Championship, the World Series of Darts, runner-up in the European Darts Grand Prix and runner-up in the European Darts Trophy. He's a dad, he's smiling, he's enjoying his darts. His place is 100% locked up, and we will see James Wade in the 2019 Unibet Premier League. Last place up for grab, here we go, number 10, Bully Boy Michael Smith. What a player he is. One of darts' most natural talents. Only a matter of time before he's going to be world champion and getting his hands on a major. Recently lost out to Wade after having matched darts. This year won Players Championship 7, the Shanghai Darts Masters. He was runner-up in the German Darts Open, the Premier League obviously last year, the Melbourne Darts Masters and the World Series of Darts. This guy can play. It's just a matter of when. Michael Smith will definitely be included in the Premier League. Current PDC Order Merit number 10. For me, he is in. So as you can see, these are my 10 players. Like I say, I think the only one that is up for debate and could shift depending on if somebody have a good Worlds is Simon Whitlock. But they're going to need, for me personally, to either win it or make the final for anything to be changed. So now let's have a look at some of the players that everybody's been talking about. Should be in, will be in, have to be in. First up, we've got world number 17, Raymond Van Barneveld. If he has a bad Worlds, he could drop down to in the 30s in the world ranking. Everybody's saying he should be in. This year, runner-up at the Masters and runner-up of the Auckland Darts Masters. For me, personally, I don't know, he doesn't seem to have that pizzazz. He looks is always disinterested at time. I don't personally think. Alright, what he's done is, I covered a video on this. He actually recently said, as you all know, that he's going to retire. For me, that is a plea for him to get into the Premier League, saying, you know what, this is my final year. I need to go out on the high. We've got a double header in Rotterdam. You know that's coming up. He knows he put bums on seats. That is his plea to get in there, earn a nice little bit of money for himself and go out on a good retirement. If I was in his shoes, I would do exactly the same. But for me, that is not what the Premier League is about. It's about players that deserve to be in and not should be in. I know that many of you are saying, and you're probably going to rip me to shreds for this, that he should be in. Look what he's done for the game. For me, personally, I don't think he should be in the Premier League. Let me know your thoughts on that one. It's just difficult, isn't it? So, next up, let's talk about Ian White. I recently did a video about Ian Diamond White with Joe Williams. Many of you might have seen it last week. Joe's his biggest fan. He thinks that he should be in. Ian White, let's look what he's done. Players Championship, he won number 6 and 16. Also won the Dutch Darts Championship this year, which was one of his biggest sort of wins on a bigger stage with a lot more people watching him as such. But he cannot perform on telly. He come in as the number 1 seed in the Players Championship finals. There's been so much on TV lately. he might just don't deliver. I think personally that he needs to go and see a coach and get his head round it, a psychologist, sorry. I apologise for that. You know, somebody that can just sort his mind out to know that he can win. We all know he's got the game. He's explosive. For you that don't watch him week in, week out on the stream, he didn't go into the Players' Championship for ranked number 1 for no reason at all. Ian Diamond White can play the game. He's just got this block when he gets on telly, a mental block, and don't let him play the darts that he could do. And for me, that is why he should not be included in the Premier League of Darts. I think it would absolutely end his career. I think his confidence would be knocked down. You imagine 8 to 16 weeks, depending on how far he get, week in, week out, in the Premier League, not being able to perform. It could end his career. If I was him, I would go and see somebody, get his head right, play like he does again. He's got no problem on the floor. Put the TV side of it right, and look at him for the 2020 Premier League, because I think he's absolute class, but he's not ready for it right now. Next up, we've got Dave Chisnall, currently ranked number 12 in the PDC. Disappointing year for him. Did run the Players' Championship 18 and was runner-up in the Shanghai Darts Masters, but is slipping down the rankings. He definitely, in my eyes, does not deserve a place above the players that I have picked to get into the Premier League. Next up, a lot of people have mentioned Darren Webster, runner-up in the Players' Championship. That's about it. Yes, he goes deep, he gets to quarterfinals, he's done well, he's climbed the rankings, he's now PDC, Order of Merit is number 13. And Darren, he can certainly talk about playing in the Premier League of Darts, but I think, for me personally, that's as far as it's going to go. He has not done anywhere near enough to get one of the 10 places. He needs to do a little bit less talking and get a little bit deeper into competitions, and then maybe we'll see him next year. Only time will tell. And finally, another one. Good talker of the game and the Premier League, Joe Cullen. Always thinking about the Premier League, but never does enough in my eyes to do it. This year, been to 3 semi-finals, the Austrian Darts Open, the German Darts Open, and the European Championship. Not gone beyond that, not won any Players' Championships, not done enough for me to get anywhere near about it. I know that a lot of you have spoke about it, but again, Joe Cullen, for me personally, he's not going to see this, but if he did, he needs to do a little bit more on the dartboard and a little less talking about it, because I think he puts too much pressure on himself. He is a quality player, and he is one for the future. But for me personally, definitely not ready for 2019. So, there you have it. These are my selections for the Premier League of Darts. Let me know what you think. Who are your selections? Who would you put in? Who would you take out? Should Barney be in because of his retirement? Please get involved. I'm trying this video a little bit differently, so hopefully there's a chat there, because I'm doing it as a premiere. It's a new feature, so I can watch it with you and we can get a little bit more interaction, you know, within the video as we're watching it. Please put your 10 below. For any of you that guessed the right 10, I'm going to put your names in the hat when it comes out to win one of these Winmau laser oches. They're worth nearly 30 quid. This is courtesy of Winmau Darts Scotland. Ted, absolute super guy. If you put your 10 in the comments below, please share this video with others as well. But if you get them all right, you're going to go in a hat, and that could be on its way to you. I hope that you like dartsplanet.tv. I hope that you like this video. Like I say, huge one for discussion. Get your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Please leave me a like and turn on them notifications. And I can't wait to see who you all think should be in the 2019 Unibet Premier League of Darts. Bye.